Welcome back. It is time for our weekly The Amazing Race European Adventure recap. We're down, so we're going to review today the second to last episode. Next week is the finale, or tomorrow night's the finale. Yeah. Holy moly. Okay.
Crazy. It's already here.
Couldn't come fast enough. I'll be honest.
The latter half of the season's picked up a little bit from the first half, but yes, I feel like the consensus across the interwebs is nobody really cares for this season.
No, we don't care. And I will tell you, of this episode that we are recapping right now, I even text Charlie this, my absolute favorite part of this entire episode was they finally aired the full opening sequence with all the players doing their poses, and I actually forgot some of the people who were on the race this season. But I was like, there they are finally.
What's funny is I stepped into the kitchen at that point during the intro, and I was like, man, the intro's still going on. And I was like, oh my gosh, they're finally doing it. Jeremy's gonna be ecstatic.
I was like, where are the poses? I want to see the poses. And they finally did it on the second to last episode.
Yeah, random to throw it in there. Must have needed a little time filler.
Yes. Okay, so guess where they're going first? They're getting on flights to go to France.
To Paris.
To my favorite place, my favorite movie. I would have killed to do this challenge.
I knew
Moulin Rouge. Moulin Rouge!
As soon as they said that, I was like, Jeremy's gonna love this.
Oh, I'm so excited.
But as they're on their way, though, too, a couple teams have some things I think that were noteworthy. Okay. Joseph and Adam think that everybody doesn't see them as competitors. Okay. Yeah. Which I was kind of like, that's interesting, considering you've been in the top for most of the season. So I'm not sure where you're coming from there. And then Taylor and Taylor and Kylan do get stuck in traffic. So then we get to Jeremy's probably favorite challenge of the season.
Can you do that?
Jeremy probably would have died to do this one.
Oh, just to go to the Moulin Rouge and then be on that stage, that iconic historic stage with the costumes, and then learn that dance.
Because Moulin Rouge is your favorite, right? Movie?
My favorite movie,
yeah. That's what I thought.
Top 3. I mean, I have so many favorite movies, but top 3. But here's where I was still kind of shocked. Remember the challenge, a long time ago where it took them like 187 attempts? I could not believe that Jag and Jas learned it and performed it as quickly as they did.
They did very quickly, which I thought was interesting.
I was more shocked at anything that I know they got there first, but to actually do it and get the judges or whatnot to say, oh yeah, that was great. I was very surprised at that.
I mean, maybe they have secret dance skills that we don't know about.
Maybe they didn't admit that.
That's true. Maybe they don't want to admit
They don't want to admit that.
I will say though, Taylor and Kylan also did, they came in last and they got out of their second and the judges were actually very impressed. I think they got on their second try, I want to say.
Yeah, they were quick too.
Yeah, they were very quick and the judges were very impressed and Kylan got a little emotional because he was worried about this one because he has no dance background, which same. I would be like, oh, this is not going to go well.
Well, as a former professional dancer, I could tell his technique was just not there.
Probably for most of them.
Well, Jag and Jas, I was still like, they're getting through on that. Yeah. But again,
well, they have to be lenient. They know these players don't have that background. Joseph and Adam, though, they were the first team there. But they were the last to leave. They were struggling.
I thought it was funny when they arrived. He's like, I'm glad we're the first ones here because we need all the time we can. And they needed it.
They weren't wrong, yeah. But, they did leave shortly behind Izzy and Paige because they ended up seeing them outside. So, they weren't too far behind.
Right.
But, and I did like one thing about this episode is the sights we got to see in Paris because their next clue, there was no challenge there, but they went to Notre Dame.
Yeah. And I would like to see that too.
And, feels like it's back open. The bells are ringing after the fire that happened. I can't remember what year that was. So just to have that in there for a tiny bit, that was really nice.
I will say, when they got there and had to do a Braille challenge, I didn't realize that the inventor of Braille, his last name was Braille. Hello.
Right.
And he invented it in France. So they have special typewriters, which to me is amazing when you have 6 keys, and that can type punctuation, capitals, lowercase, entire out. I was blown. I loved this challenge actually.
I would kind of like to try it just to see. A lot of the players were very slow. Jag got there first. He kind of did pretty well, once he got the hang of it. His second attempt, he got out of there. But what's funny, I thought, was the instructors kept kind of nodding off because it was taking everybody so long.
Did you realize when they said the poem what that poem was?
Yeah, from the Statue of Liberty.
I think it wasn't only Taylor and Kylan who talked about that. I was surprised more teams didn't.
Well, they might not realize. Taylor was the one that noticed that. Yeah. Oh, this is the poem from
the Statue of Liberty, which was a gift from France. So to me, that was like all Braille and the. I thought it was brilliant in timing, but that's me.
Yeah. So it comes down though. Taylor, Izzy, and Joseph though they're all there together.
Yeah, it was tense.
And They all are kind of struggling a little bit, you know. If you make one mistake, you can't backspace. No. This is a typewriter.
It's old school. You don't have whiteout.
Yeah, exactly. So you're kind of really in a tough predicament if you mess up, and because then you have to take the page out
and start over.
Start all over. So it comes down to Izzy and Joseph in the end. Izzy, she's flying through these rounds, though. She only ever has like one mistake, though, which starts to get to her. But it's kind of impressive how fast she's going and how correct she is.
Yeah, I still would have been stressed, and it still takes a long time to do that. But I was impressed that she. But still, that one little red mark, I would have been.
Right.
You could see how frustrated she was getting.
I was curious how long it took them to get through a page.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing.
Again, we need a timestamp.
Exactly.
You've said that from the beginning.
I mean, I would love timestamps just to see how long a challenge takes or how far people are apart. So Izzy does end up finally finishing, but she's also, just like Joseph earlier and Adam earlier, they're shortly behind Joseph and Adam now.
Yeah.
So then we get to a citywide scramble, which this ties into the Braille
Statue
as
of
well,
Liberty.
because they have to find 3 Statue of Liberties across Paris to collect puzzle pieces that reveals their next pit stop. This was a fun one because it's interesting to see which route everybody takes to go, because you can go in you start at any 3.
Yeah.
So depending on which one you start at depends on how close you are to the pit stop in the end.
Yes, you're right. Yeah.
So some teams, you know, they got lucky.
I thought it was funny though when it said find a local to find your clue, and like I can't remember who was it?
A couple of them didn't realize.
They were like, who?
I think it was Joseph and Adam.
Joseph and Adam, yeah. They're like, do we just walk up to this random lady with a basket?
I mean, the nice thing is, that would be kind of hard, but the nice thing is the locals were very much colorful compared to everybody else, you know, very bright, vibrant outfits.
Almost caricatures.
Yes.
Parisians.
Well, I mean, one was carrying a basket with a baguette, another had some flowers. I can't remember. Oh, and the third one was at the museum, so she was the only one.
You know what I kind of want to know now is now I really want to go to Paris because I want to know why there are so many statue replicas and what each one represents and why, because they all look very similar but in different locations.
Well, one of them was the second one that was built when France gifted America ours. So I don't know what the other 2, you know, it might just be, I mean, there's Statue of Liberties across the U.S. as well.
That's true.
So then we get to our pit stop.
Well, here's the thing, guys. I mean, I want you to brace yourselves because you're going to be in shock over who came in first. Jag and Jess.
Wow.
Whoa.
Shocking.
Oh, I'm so bored with them.
Yeah, Jeremy and I are kind of over that. But, you know.
Stop saying let's go. Stop winning. It's not fun for the viewer, I'm just saying. Okay, and in second place?
And then second place, we have Taylor and Kylan. But here's the thing. We get, as Joseph and Adam and Izzy and Paige are in their cabs on the way to the pit stop, to be continued. So, we don't know who's last.
So we don't know who the third team in the finale is going to be. Okay, so of these 4 remaining teams, A, who do you think will make it to the finale, and then who are you rooting for?
I hope that Izzy and Paige make it before Adam and Joseph. I do like Adam and Joseph, don't get me wrong, but I'm kind of rooting for Izzy and Paige to win altogether.
I concur with you 100%. I'm hoping it's Izzy and Paige, and then I hope they overtake Jag and Jess for a very big upset. Like, talk about the betting odds.
I mean, they're the underdogs at this point.
Of course, and I would like for her to beat Jag and Jess, just for personal reasons.
I mean, it'd
For Big Brother is what I'm saying.
A major shakeup.
Yeah.
But probably Jag and Jess will win. I'd be shocked if they don't.
But guys, I could be doing cartwheels next week when we review the finale.
You'll
know the ending if I'm doing cartwheels.
That's true.
Which would be amazing. So guys, the finale, The Amazing Race European Adventure, Big Brother Adventure, we should call, airs tomorrow night on CBS. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with the 56-day challenge with the CBCO right after this.